Most of you know my family. My parents, Eric Ma, who's the president of TGIF, my mom, Stacy, my brother, and maybe also my dogs. But there is one special family member in my family, which is my great-grandma. Since I came back to Taiwan when I was 2, I basically stayed with her for the whole day because my parents were working for the whole day. I remember she was, when I was bored, I would lay on the bed and watch boring TV shows with her. I remember playing games with her while I'm bored. I remember she'll always cook what I want to eat. And if I'm not able to eat anymore, she'll always say, "I'll stuff it in your mouth if you don't finish it." And that is why I became chubbier and chubbier before I realized I was way too fat. As time flies, she was always healthy before 2 years before she has passed. We noticed her breathing was turning heavy after she did a small thing. So we took her to the hospital and they found out that her heart was fatter than usual and there was water in her lungs. And that is why she was breathing heavily and heavily. And it was getting worse and worse. She was forced to stay in the ICU for days. And her situation was so bad that my mom even said to me that we might have to make mental preparations. But miraculously, after staying in the ICU for days, she got better and better and got transferred to the general ward. And after a few days, we took her home and she stayed with us happily for another year. In this year, we had so many good memories, maybe some bad memories, but it was still a really nice year with her for her very last year. That night, May 3rd, in the middle of the night, while I was sleeping, my mom rushed into my room, shouting, "Wake up, Emily, wake up!" I was terrified. I jumped out of my bed, and I ran into my great-grandma's room and saw my parents were doing CPR to her, counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, repeating and repeating until the medical team came and took her away from the ambulance. The ambulance has become my nightmare for a long time. Whenever I see the ambulance, it would remind me of the picture of my great-grandma got pushed away from my house on the ambulance stretcher and onto the ambulance. In that silent night, my brain was empty. I couldn't think of anything. I was sitting in my room for about 2 hours and my phone has popped up a message. It is from my dad. I was with my dad at home after my great-grandma has been to the hospital. He messaged me and said, "Come to my room. I have something to tell you." I sat down. He looked me in the eyes and said, "Great-grandma has gone." In that moment, it feels like I have fallen into a black hole. And in the same time, it feels like it was an indescribable feeling. I was so afraid to lose her. After days, in that morning, in my dreams, I saw my great-grandma walking from far away to me, and she hugged me so tight in her arms, and that felt so real. She hugged me in her arms and said, "You have to take care of yourself. And don't be too sad, okay? You still have a Gaussian grandma." I woke up with tears bursting down my face, and on the other hand, I was so curious and so confused who that Gaussian grandma was, because I had no idea about anyone from my family was from Gaussian. I told my mom about this dream and asked her if she has any clue about this grandma from Gaussian. She told me, "It was your grandma, your dad's mom. She was raised in Gaussian." And at that time, I thought about dreams sometimes are not just dreams. Because in the past, I have learned no matter life, no matter relationships, or no matter anything in your life, it is all a story. A story starting with once upon a time, of course it'll end with the end of the story. So what she have taught me was cherish a moment, cherish the people in front of you, cherish everything. Make these memories last forever. Back to Tiffany.